in this tutorial, I'm going to discuss few errors or few problems you might face if you want to use Hyper-V in VMware Workstation. So in VMware Workstation, if you install Windows Server 2008 or 2, and if you or you might face or if you are tries or if you're testing about Hyper, you might face a couple of uh, errors. So for example, tries to add rows. Next, Hyper-V, you can see that Hyper-V cannot be installed. Now remember, this error came if your processor, the host machine processor, is not compatible of virtualization. If your processor is compatible with virtualization, make sure that BIOS have a virtualization enabled. So if it's Intel processor, then Intel VT, it should be enabled. If it's AMD processor, then AMD virtualization should be enabled. So check in the BIOS before do so the practical. If in BIOS virtualization option is enabled, then you might not enable the virtualization option in the processor. So you can see that edit virtual machine goes to processors, and here the virtualization engine will find the option called virtualize Intel VT X and or AMDV. So these two options will be available in the BIOS also. You should be enable that, otherwise it won't work. Now here, after I stop a machine, you find that I'm just give a password, and I will try to install Hyper-V, and we surely see that this time Hyper-V will be installed because I just enabled it. So either you have to go to BIOS and enable that virtualization in the BIOS, or here in the processor option, in the processor tab. So go with it. Now just collecting data. Arrows. Next, Hyper-V. Next, and you can see it start working, and we are progressed further. So it's installing. And we need to restart our system. So we are pausing our video. Okay, so process is done. We just restart our system and Hyper-V is installed. Hyper-V Manager, you can find out there. Now, let me check the DVD. Okay, it's available. So goes to Administrative Tools, Hyper-V Manager, and here I have to create a virtual machine. So we all knows the process next, virtual machine next. I just go with very brief because we already did this practical process in the previous videos, and just go with a brief lookout. Next, next. Okay, go with 100 GB for example, and and I'm going with next. Here, so I will be install the operating system D drive and finish. You can see it's now creating this. Now our virtual machine is just creating. Now we need to start. Once we start, you will find the error. You can see this application encountered an error while attempting to change the state, and you can find out written that a virtual machine, the Hyper-V components, is not running. Now what is this component? I don't know what this exactly this, because we actually installing Hyper-V, we actually doing a practical of Hyper-V in the virtual machine. This server 2008 R2 is installed in VMware, which is also a virtual operating, which is also a virtual environment. So this R2 is a virtual environment. Installed in a virtual environment. In that virtual environment, we are creating another virtual environment. So that component, but I found that in the find the solution, and I found that one code needs to be added in the VMX file. Now this is what you will fail to start virtual machine because one of the Hyper-V components is not running. Now this is the coding kind of thing. Hypervisor dot CPU ID dot v0 equals to in the code false, whatever it is. We need to copy this code, and we need to go through the path. This is the where you install your operating system, the virtual operating system. This is the path. Either it could be a C drive, D drive, or wherever you install, you actually, this is the path where your virtual operating system is there. So in the file you will find, when you open or have quite a long file, it goes to properties, you find that .bmxf file, go with the properties, the NVRAM. These are files. So quite a long list of files, but you have to find out .bmx file. Now this is what it looks like. .bmx. Just see the icon. This is quite different. Looks like a .bmx. This is the icon. It can't be anything. I don't know icon of each and every version, but it could be like that. So we need to open this in a notepad. We need to open this .vmx file in a notepad. So this is .bmx file, virtual machine configuration. So open the notepad, go with choose default program. If notepad is not available, an option, go browse and then C drive, Windows, and then search notepad by pressing N. Once you get the notepad, open and okay. So now you need to add that coding in this notepad. So hit enter and just paste it, and hypervisor.cpuid.v0 equal to false in quotes, and save it. Okay, so all set. Now let's see whether we able to launch operating system in the Hyper-V or not. So let me restart this machine. So okay, we are done. Now goes to Control Alt Delete. We just removed the portion, restart and all that. So preparing a desktop. Remember, your machine needs to be shut down when you used to make that changes. Okay, so all set. So start, administer tools, Hyper-V manager. connect, and start. I think two machines started, so let me close one. Starting virtual machine, find out. And you can see connected to WS2K8, which is the machine name, and we are in progress. Yes, we are. And yes, so now you can install your operating system and do a practicals on Hyper-V without any problem. So this is what we used to uh, remove some errors from VMware Workstation. Remember, these errors are in VMware Workstation. These issues are there with VMware.